Hello everyone, my name's Kitty Alice Gamer, and in this video we're going to be reviewing a Halloween safety PSA from 1985. For those who didn't know, while I was in sixth form for a short time, I did creative media, and it's exactly what it sounded like. I created media of all sorts. My chosen field was film and animation, and part of the course included political subjects such as road safety, alcoholism, smoking, child abuse, domestic abuse. Yeah, the fun stuff. Ugh. Yeah, they're very depressing. And if you don't know what PSA is, it's basically that kind of advert you see on the radio or TV that tell you to look both ways before crossing the road and not to play with fire, and some of them quite literally. And even though it was a very short part, it had to tell you these three things: who's it aimed at, what's the message, how are you going to portray it. So this is obviously aimed at children who go out trick-or-treating, and it's about staying safe at Halloween. But it's not very vague because, wrong word, it's not very clear because what does it include? Does it include staying away from strangers, staying away from fire, look both ways before you cross the road? I don't know. So it caught my interest because 1985 and 2020 are very different times, not just by date and length of time that's passed. It was a little less PC and, boy, a lot less aware. Like, there weren't things that we're aware of now, such as, sensitive issues, weren't as talked about back then. For example, a certain advert that scared it scared Britain, one that I remember quite well, was about, I'm going to say, an adult disease, because there might be kids watching. I don't want to say what it is. An adult disease that's transmitted amongst people, amongst grown-ups. And it was a very scary advert. I mean, there was nothing graphic, but it got the message across. Boy, did it. Whew. Anyway, so I know what to expect, because 1985 and 2020, as I said, very different times. Technology back then, not to mention, wasn't great, and resources were very limited. Like, right now, I can make videos in my own home, right in front of me, on Premiere Pro, but not many people had access to that, so let's see what they came up with. The classic timer. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They always miss out one. Okay. Coronet Films. Cool music. Very Michael Jackson. Halloween Safety, 2nd edition? Where's the first? Okay, who's this? Advisor W. Ronald Olin, PhD. Ooh. Assistant Chief, Lawrence Police Department. I can't read, that's very blurry. Adjunct Assistant Professor of Human Development, University of Kansas. Oh, okay. So we got some authority figures in too. What's a PhD in? Probably, for lack of a better word, around a child's mind. Because what's scary? We don't want to scare the kids to death, so we want them to have fun on Halloween. So, okay, PhD. I mean, he doesn't see a lot, but that's what I'm getting from it. Okay. Good costumes, kids.
Halloween is really a special time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially for me. You can see why if you know who I am.
Do I know who you
Look
are?
up a little. That's me, a jack-o'-lantern. At Halloween time every year, I sit up here and watch everybody go by. It's a nice and scary time, isn't it? All those wonderful costumes and masks and makeup. I think about how much fun Halloween is. I also worry a little bit about the things that can spoil the fun of Halloween.
Okay. I like the use of live action and animation. Kind of like Roger Rabbit. And we got a friendly face there. Nice pumpkin. Who likes to watch kids have fun? In a legal way. Alright, it's a good intro. It gets a curiosity. To a little tot you might think, oh, what could ruin Halloween? I've always had a good Halloween. But as you get older, you learn a lot more. So, okay, that's got my curiosity. So, what can ruin Halloween if we're not careful?
Those kinds of things scare me too, but in a different way. For instance, look next door. That's where Corey lives.
Corey, have you got that pumpkin ready yet?
Corey's going to carve a pumpkin with her dad.
Okay.
Weighs 50 pounds.
That's a big
50
one.
pounds, wow.
Probably.
Come here and set it down.
Okay.
Let me get the paper straightened out.
How's that?
That's fine. Have you decided what kind of face you're going to make on it?
Okay, the obvious. Don't play with knives, kids. And I didn't see any pumpkin carving kits. They don't have them in the 80s.
How do you do that?
Now, a pumpkin's not easy to carve. I know that. You need the proper tools.
You're a
But
pumpkin,
first
how would you
you have
know?
to draw a face that you can carve.
Gotta be careful.
Corey's doing that.
We've got a right artist here.
Pumpkin face.
Thank you.
Let's see if we
Aw.
can cut the top off now.
What a sweet kid.
Then you cut the top off so you can scoop out the insides. It takes a sharp knife. And you know sharp knives can be dangerous if they're not used right.
Yeah, and Kari's a smart girl because she's getting an adult to help her. Smart girl.
I'm glad that Corey's father is helping her. It's much safer that way.
Yes.
Eager to get inside?
Yeah.
Go ahead and pull that off.
Yeah.
Ew, look.
You ever seen the inside of a pumpkin before?
Yeah.
I smelt one. They stink.
Not that way.
Okay, now comes the fun part. Gotta start cleaning it out.
Yeah, fun.
Getting my inside scooped out tickles me. It'd tickle you too, if you were a pumpkin.
Okay, good save there. Kids, getting your inside scooped out will not tickle you. Just take my word for it. And that was a good save. Like, don't worry, kids. The pumpkin doesn't get hurt. They like it. It tickles them. Right after you stab a knife into the top of them, and let's just move on.
So far it's been fun. But look at Corey's hand. Kinda gooey, isn't it?
We'll do after
Corey is
pumpkin
going to carve the
carving.
face with a small knife.
Okay.
Can you imagine how that knife could slip and maybe cut her?
I don't want to. That's scary.
I hope Corey will do the safe thing.
Oh, we know that. Corey's a smart girl. What'd I tell you?
Good, that's a lot better. A clean, dry hand can hold a knife safely, and cut with it safely too. Cut slow.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Jack-o'-lantern. I like how they include things people might not think of at the time. And keep your gooey hands, you know, dry hands. Always wash your hands. Everywhere you say wash your hands. It's for a reason. So, I'm not going to get into what could happen if she were to cut herself. Ooh. So, I like that. It puts that little bit of extra knowledge into your head. Because sometimes you don't think about these things. And sometimes it's good if someone else tells you. Anyway, let's continue.
Slowly, carefully, in small slices, and always cut away from yourself.
Thank you.
Make sure there's an adult, or someone a lot older than you, who can help you if you need help. That's the safe way to carve a pumpkin. I'm glad Corey isn't going to spoil her Halloween fun.
No, she's
Carve
smart.
carefully. That's one way to have a Halloween that's fun and safe. But what about having a candle burning inside your pumpkin?
Oh, here we go.
Well, I'm sitting on brick. But a candle and a pumpkin on a wooden porch might not be safe at all. A flashlight could be a lot safer then. But it's best to stay away from lighted candles that are inside or outside of jack-o'-lanterns. You know why.
Okay, I would have elaborated on that just a little bit more, because sometimes there's that one kid who skips the fire safety ad or lesson when they're in school. And that has got me thinking about an incident that happened not long ago. There's this BBC presenter called Claudia Winkleman. She was out trick-or-treating with her kids, and her little girl caught fire when her witch's costume brushed against a naked flame in a pumpkin. And according to people, she just went up like a blue light, and that must have been hell on earth for both the kid and her family. Jeez. And she got some pretty bad burn scars. Thankfully, she's recovered, but jeez. Whew. So yes, they said at first use a torch, which is actually a great idea. It would give off a brighter light. But now instead of like those little tea light candles, we opt for, I don't have one because I haven't bought them yet. We opt for electric tea light candles. And May, who's editing this, remember to put one on screen right now. Yeah, they're a lot safer, they're more fun. You can get them in different colours too, but you can't with tea light candles, kids. Alright, I would have elaborated on a little more, because sometimes some people, particularly kids, need to be told more than once in order to get the message. So maybe just like 2 minutes, like it can cause fire, then the firemen have to be called in. You could get hurt. Other people could get hurt. Whew. So I would have added a little bit more in to elaborate, because there could be that one person who may think, I don't know why. Anyway, so what's next?
Well, not everybody carves a pumpkin on Halloween, but just about everybody does dress up in a costume.
Myself
For
included.
instance, look across the street there.
Okay.
Do you see what I see?
A robot.
That robot is Jeremy in his costume.
It's a good costume.
Oh, Jessica, it's you. How do you like my costume? You.
God, kid actors. They really do try, bless them.
Great.
Well, it may look great from the outside, but from the inside, things don't look very good at all. Jeremy can't see very well with his
Neither
robot
can
head
we.
on, and I don't think the rest of his costume lets him walk very well.
No.
He can't bend his knees.
How are you going to
Be thankful you can bend your joints, kids.
walk in that? I don't know.
And use them right too. Ooh.
It's hard for Jeremy to keep his balance. If Jeremy went out like that, he might keep losing his balance all the time. He might fall down just anywhere, and probably everywhere. Sidewalks hurt you when you fall on them, and so do streets. And streets are especially dangerous to fall down on. Jeremy has to be able to walk better if he doesn't want to spoil his Halloween fun.
There we go.
That's better.
And it looks good too. Yeah. This got me thinking. Were there not a lot of Halloween costumes in the 80s? I mean, my first ever Halloween costume was homemade. Mama Gamer and Claire made it. I was a little witch. And I know it was common in the 1990s to make Halloween costumes, but clearly the little girl's wearing some sort of costume. She has a mask on, so she obviously bought that from a shop. So, what gives? I mean, I'm not saying the costume's bad. You did a fantastic job, 10 out of 10. But, really? Can you not buy costumes in the 80s? Oh well.
Costumes shouldn't make you trip or fall. That's not safe. It should be easy for you to move in your costume. And you have to be able to see where you're going.
Look, Jessica.
A mask that makes it hard to see could get you into all kinds of trouble. There, that's much better.
Yes, and you can't look both ways if you can't see what's coming. I'll rephrase that. It's pointless looking both ways if you can't see what's coming. Alright.
Jeremy can see well now and move safely in his costume too. Oh, but look at Jessica. She can't see much with her mask on.
And obviously, she bought that mask.
It's too big for me.
A monster needs an ugly face. But does it have to be a mask?
I would also add in, make sure your costume fits you before you buy it as well. Didn't you not know the mask was too big on her? I mean, it could be a hand-me-down, but make sure it fits you before the big day.
Makeup can be just as good, and it's always just the right size for you.
Yeah,
Just don't get it in your eyes.
it's one size fits all.
Okay. Get another one.
If you're not too good at putting on makeup, get an adult to help you. Make sure your mask and costume let you see well and walk well, and they won't spoil your fun on Halloween.
Okay, great.
Bit of a pain if you're allergic to the makeup, but yeah, good advice. It's a lot safer than a mask. And you can breathe better too.
Of course, the reason you get all dressed up at Halloween is so you can have fun going trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Grrr.
Oh, scary.
And I like to see all the children out in their costumes. But when I see them, I always hope they don't forget all they know about crossing streets safely.
Me neither.
I hope you don't either. That's especially important when drivers can't see you well. And for you to see the cars well, it's a good idea to take off your mask when you cross. Even though it may not be night yet, it's dark enough to make things outdoors hard to see, you and the cars. It makes me so happy when I see children look to their left for cars, then right for cars, then left again before they cross.
So, remember the green crossroad? Crossroad. Remember the green crossroad, kids. Look left, look right. Before you cross.
You mustn't forget all the safety rules you know on Halloween, and especially because it's dark.
Oh yeah.
It's safest not to cross between parked cars. That can be very dangerous. And don't
I would have elaborated on that as well. It's different. Yeah. It's dangerous to cross from behind parked cars because the cars who are coming your way won't be able to see you, and they'll get a bit of a shock if they've just popped out of nowhere. So make sure the cars can see you before you cross.
cut across
I would have put that in.
yards or empty lots. When it's dark, you can't see what's there.
Okay.
Remembering safety rules is very important on Halloween. There's something else that can help keep you safe outside when it's dark. You'll see right away. Yes, just as I thought. They're coming up my walk now. The
Oh,
people
what?
who live in my house like to take pictures of the children who come by.
What? What? Why? With the parents' permission, I hope. See what I mean about it being a different time? Why do they want to take a picture of my child for no apparent reason? Okay, maybe. Oh, there he is. He's cute.
Smile.
Now you'll see what there is about their costumes that makes it easier for drivers to see them when it's dark.
Oh. Alright. If it was to explain this, to show how good reflective tape is, because if the bloke just took a picture of the kids for no reason without us being warned before, that would have caught us off guard a bit, so it helps ease into it, so that was good. And well, my awareness is showing. Oh, Because also, if you didn't know, I used to work in a kids drama class, and part of the priority for me and the other two workers who was there was the safety of the kids. Like, it was so strict, like at least 2 adults had to be in with the kids at all times, and we couldn't let anyone take pictures of the kids during rehearsal or during the show, which was a little worrying. And does anyone remember Polaroids? I just realised. Yeah, kids, we didn't have digital cameras or smartphones. We had to use these things called Polaroids or disposable cameras. Wow, see what I mean about technology changing? Okay. And also, I just noticed reflective tape looks good. Looks really good on the robot. Looks like he's got glowing buttons. Okay.
Do you see how easy it is to see the bright colors in the costumes?
Yeah, I do.
Bright colors are easier to see at night than dark colors are. But there's something else. Some parts seem to glow from the camera flash. That's how those parts will look when car headlights shine on them. Those are just pieces of special tape that reflect light very well. You can put tape like that on your costume and on your trick-or-treat bag.
Good
Some
idea.
costumes already have reflecting material on them. Making your costume and your bag easy to see makes you easy to see. And that's a good way to help make Halloween safe. The safer Halloween is, the more fun it is, for you and for me. That's what I think. But some people have a strange idea of fun. They think it's fun to mess up other people's things with paint. They don't think about how the people feel whose things are ruined.
Vandalism, I thought he was talking about something else. No, they wouldn't put that in a safety film. Yeah, we call them hooligans or vandals or little sugar honey iced teas.
And some people think it's fun to throw things at cars and houses and buildings.
That's very dangerous.
But the people whose things they're messing up don't. I don't either. It
Neither
isn't
do I.
fun to spoil other people's things and make them unhappy.
No, it's not.
Some people even think it's fun to smash pumpkins. Oh no, that's not fun. Not for all the people
Don't you
who work
die,
so
you
hard
little
carving
moo
pumpkins,
hooligan.
and especially not for us pumpkins. Whew, wow, that was close. Some people don't know what fun really is. I do, and I'll bet you do too.
I do.
And I know they do. Trick-or-treating is always fun. But there are some things you should remember to help keep it fun. One thing is to always go out with friends. And have an adult come along too. Don't ever trick-or-treat alone.
Yeah, that's got me thinking. I said the story before during my BuzzFeed videos about my last ever trick-or-treat. I was 20, but that's because I took my munchkins to the street behind our street for more sweets, and they insisted on me having the bag. But I only went along with them because I'm a responsible adult. Their parents know me, they know where I live, they know I can be trusted, and I know what to do if anything happens. And I can't really remember. I remember going a lot with my dad and some of the kids on my street who are my age. And some of my friends from school came to my street as well because there are more houses, so more streets. It's got me thinking. I don't remember much of it. I remember the costumes well, but I don't remember trick-or-treating that well. Alright, anyway, enough about me. What's next? Ding dong.
And if someone you don't know very well invites you in,
Look, tonight. Would you like to come in? I have more treats inside.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
that's right. Say, no thanks.
And also, kids, if someone does that, remember to tell your parents straight away. Because if they did have treats with them, they'll say, wait right here, I'll go and get the good treats. I mean, if they don't have them already, shame on them. But if they say, come into the house, I've got treats, say no immediately and tell your parents. Because there could be other reasons why they want you in the house. And it's not for the special treats. Whew. Jeez. Doesn't bear thinking about.
And don't eat the treats while you're collecting them. Stay in your own neighborhood. Don't get too far from home. Don't worry, you'll collect enough.
Unless you're with an adult. If you're with friends your age, fair enough. But unless you're with an adult, or someone you trust, who's a lot older than you, you're good. Because, like I said, on my point you can't see, I took my little ones, my munchkin crew, to another part of the, well, not street, and because they trusted me and they know I know stuff. Because if anyone messes with my munchkins, they'll wish the demons got them instead. And the ghosties and ghoulies too. Anyway, good advice, very good.
Treats.
I might be biased, but it might have been better to say and tell your parents that someone asked you to come into the house. They have to know. I won't say why, but they'll have to know.
People are expecting you.
Yep.
And even if you don't stop at houses with no outside lights on, which you shouldn't, you'll have a wonderful time at Halloween.
They're called skippers, kids. If there's no lights on, they're skippers. Halloween skippers.
Some of you will probably still be out when it's really dark. That's when flashlights are an especially good idea. To help you watch out for places you might fall or stumble over if you didn't see them.
Did they not have streetlights in the 80s? My street, there's one like every 10 metres. And it's always lit. Properly lit at night. Okay, but still good idea. I mean, we had glow sticks for fun. And like the reflective tape, drivers could see us better. Especially in the dark. The darkest parts, that weren't properly illuminated, to be fair. So yeah, bring a torch. Or glow sticks. That's fun.
But remember, don't shine those flashlights into anybody's eyes.
Of
Especially
course, I
a
need
driver's
reminding.
eyes. That could be dangerous.
Very.
It isn't hard to have a safe Halloween.
No, it's not.
Just look how easy it is to see those children when they cross. They wouldn't want an accident to spoil their Halloween fun.
Me neither.
I wouldn't want that to happen either. Trick-or-treating is almost over this Halloween for Corey and Jessica and Jeremy. It's almost time for them to head for home. But what do you do with all the treats you've collected?
You eat them, of
course. A lot of them are
course.
things to eat, of course. But you don't eat them all. At least not right away. That's for sure. And there might be some you won't want to eat at all. Get a grown-up to help you decide, or at least someone a lot older than you. You see, some people think it's fun to play tricks with your treats. Watch out for candy wrappers that have been torn or punctured.
Yeah, 'cause they might have been half eaten. And you don't want someone's germs, do you? Ick. And I'm just thankful I never had to do this throughout my trick-or-treating years.
That might be a sign of tampering.
Okay, totally different reason from
There
what I
might be
said.
things in the candy, so
Very
break open
different.
candy bars before you eat them. Cut fruit into pieces before you eat it, just in case something's been stuck in it.
Yeah, good point. But the fruit itself is enough of a trick. Who gives fruit out on Halloween? Who? Maybe vegans, but who? Come off it. Fruit? That's just insulting.
Watch out for things that look like candy, but might be medicines or drugs, or even poisons. Don't eat anything that doesn't look right. If it looks funny, it might not be so funny if you ate it.
No. Okay. The pills, obviously they'll have to be police checked because it could be something not good. Or someone might have accidentally put their medication in your trick-or-treat barrel for some obscure accident. Yeah.
Treats are so much fun to collect. It'd be awful to have them spoil your Halloween fun by making
yeah.
you sick. Corey's treats won't make her sick, and I hope yours won't make you sick either.
Me neither.
I hope you can have the most fun you've ever had this Halloween. Halloween can be a scary time, not because of witches or ghosts that we know aren't real, but because of real things that can spoil our fun. Just remember these few important things I've told you about.
Oh, good recap.
Carve your pumpkin carefully. Make sure that you can see. And make sure people can see you. Remember all your safety rules and take off your mask when you cross the street.
Trick or treat!
Trick or treat in your own neighborhood and don't keep any treats that don't look right. If you can do all that, then you won't have to worry about scary, real things happening on Halloween, right?
Right.
Right.
Alright, that's a good transition. Okay. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at that. It wasn't terrifying to scare the kids into never setting foot outside again. It was directed to, obviously, children, but the way it was phrased, it's like Mr. Rogers when he looks in a character and says, camera, like he's talking to one singular person. And to a kid, that'll be important because they think, it's the entire class, doesn't include me. But when they say you, yes, you, it feels more personal. And I pretty much covered everything. I mean, I've never had to ever look through my trick-or-treat bag and look for nasty things. I mean, obviously, if something stuck out, I would have told my parents. But yeah, they covered everything. Be careful when you carve your pumpkin. Don't go in strangers' houses. Look both ways when you cross the street. Be careful when you light your pumpkin. Yeah, they pretty much covered everything. And they didn't do it in a terrifying way. They did it in a cozy, comfy way. That's also informative and fun. Infotainment, as it's commonly known as now. And that's all I can say. I mean, I had my points in, like they could have elaborated on how an unsafe and like a naked flame unsupervised is. Then again, it might have been scary, but they should have said they should have said that a fire or a candle left unattended can cause a fire, and that can be dangerous, and the fire people have to come. Fire people. Yeah, let's go with that. The fire station has to be called, and that would ruin the fun. It's not untrue, it would. But all in all, I like that. It was enjoyable. Even I liked it, and I know all the rules of Halloween safety. So, out of all, I'd give that a 10 out of 10. And remember, kids, all these rules are important. Be safe. Don't go into strangers' houses. And look both ways before you cross the road. And stay away from any naked flames. And have a safe Halloween too. And with that, I don't have anything else to say. So all I can say is, if you liked it, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more. See you soon.